Okay, welcome to Environmental Coffee House, last minute live stream about the shithole state of the country. And I actually got that statement. I believe it was from George Saccharlitis, whom I asked to come on with me, but it's too late for him. He's in Greece. So welcome. Let me pull up the chat because what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'll put a link in to the chat and we can talk. I will pull up some things I did, and I'm pretty angry, But I got the idea from George, and I wish he could have come on with me, but it was last minute. And who isn't? Who isn't angry at the blatant show of Nazi motherfucking bullshit in Washington, D.C.? Who isn't angry at the fact that this is all about suppressing the black vote and it's about hatred? Who isn't angry at this? And if you're not angry at this, well, fuck you. You know what? All I have to say is fuck you, because it's wrong. It's completely fucking wrong. All right? All right. So here we go. I'll pull up some stuff. Welcome, Gary Jones. Yeah, we're done. Historic timing. Hi, Kate. All right. I don't even care how many people join me. See that sign? I've had that sign since I went to DC. I don't know when. I mean, there's been many times I marched in DC for various reasons, and I haven't done that in, I think the last time I went was 2018 to the climate march. I can't even fucking march my yard sometimes anymore. But welcome. What really, yeah, Kate, she's quite freaked out. Well, you should be, because, you may be in where you are out of the United States, but the United States is, listen, Rich says that what a sight, the Capitol building infested with Trump deplorables. I was going to try to pull up some pictures. I did this so fast. And maybe I can. Let me see if I can pull up whatever. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you, I guess I'll show you my Twitter. That what I did with my Twitter yesterday was I deactivated it because I was so disgusted. Not the Twitter for Environmental Coffee House necessarily, because the Twitter for Environmental Coffee House is separate from me, right? And Gary, you're asking all the same questions. Opt out of a fashion country with Bitcoin? Hi. And I don't know, somebody was trying to call me, and I don't really care who it was. I mean, I care who it was, but all right. So I'll show you my Twitter first. And if somebody wants to join me, let me know. We will do this. So I've been tweeting and angry today, and I did exactly what I said I would not do. Exactly. That I was not going to get upset. I wasn't going to tune in, and I didn't. I wasn't on TV. I was listening on Tom Hartman's show, actually, and there was a blow by blow, and he was talking about it, and so I stuck there even though I knew it was better. All I wanted to do was grind up seasoning today that I grew, That's what I was doing, and I do have a picture of that I can show you. But right-wing protesters are the police. Fucking hey, I'm telling you. But democracy, of course, my thing on Twitter, I can't help it. I have to say this. Democracy is being killed by clueless fucking morons. This is what 50 years of toxic air, food, and water has done to the brains of humans. It's a collective psychosis. And let's see if I can get you into the whole picture. Oh, God. Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right. Don't you like that picture? It's great. It's a great picture. I think it's indicative of what we need. Fucking brains. What happened to the brains? And yes, this is, of course, Raza, it's all becoming history. It's all becoming history. But it's just disgusting. I watch a show in the morning. God, what the hell is it called? I'm going to tell you what it's called. I watch these guys. I really like them with Ben Dixon, and I will tell you what it's called that I watch like every morning because I need to understand what the hell's going on in different communities. Okay, it is the Benjamin Dixon show, but they have four guys in the morning, and they call themselves clickbaity political thirst trap, and I listen to them because they're awesome, and I learn from them, and you know everything I see with these people that are in Washington, D.C., and they're such white nationalists. The whole thing is to avoid letting black and brown and indigenous people vote. It's so disgusting. Our country was based on racism in the United States. That's why we are a country. When the fuck is it ever going to end? And here we go. The white privileged are angry. You're goddamn right. Now, I'm white. And let me tell you, I once was privileged, fairy dust. I fucking A was privileged. But you want to know something? I'm sure as shit not now. And maybe I did it to myself, but I am in this disabled, beholden to the feds to fucking live because I couldn't work anymore. So it's not so privileged to be where I am. I'm sorry. I have a house though. So okay, I have a house. I happen to get lucky. Okay. But yes, that's it. Chuck Diesel's with us. Clickbaity political thirst trap. Right on. I absolutely love everyone in that show. They move my heart. These people, you know, they're so right about the systemic racism. This is what it's all based in. You know, I'm an environmental channel, and I think that, like I said, democracy is being killed by the morons of. But I really honestly think the studies have to be there or point to what the brain, what's happened to people. Although in the human species, and I have another good picture, if I can find it, in the human species, uh, the brain has always told people to be um, ugly and war and fight. And you know what? I don't know anymore if I. Maybe a lot of us feel this way, but how long can you go on? And you know, I really do. I mean, I love them so much, and it's not because I guess I was Miss Little White privileged here. Absolutely. I was an affirmative action officer for 20 years in my HR position. I belonged to the American Association of Affirmative Action, and I had certified, credentialing in it and doing the statistical analysis. I went to the conferences. I was privileged enough to go to these conferences. And guess what? You know what? Back then, there was like three white people, and I was one of them. And I absolutely was welcomed and loved. I believed in what we were doing for equal rights for, employment, in employment. I believed what we were doing, and I can't stand it. I think I was too sensitive for this fucked up world. Anyway, I'm not going to cry. 9 people. Nobody wants to watch. So anyway, here we are. Democracy. It is. It's a collective psychosis, but I can't help but think that there is a part of what's going on is from ingesting toxins. I mean, think about it. Back in, when did the great Roman Empire? They fell. When did they fall? Perhaps they fell, and partly maybe because there was lead in, was it Rome? Please help me, guys. Alistair. Oh, okay, he doesn't like it, shithole. I'll take it off, but it wasn't really my term. I put it up and I attributed it at the beginning. How are you, Alistair? I love Alistair. We know each other in person. He's wonderful, wonderful person. So anyway, okay, so here we go. Were other civilizations, were they destroyed perhaps by toxins, and that affected the brains I mean, this is quite possible. I haven't researched it, but I read about these things, and who doesn't? You know, a lot of people read. So I hope everyone, every last one of these white nationalist pieces of shit, and then shit is too good of them, go to hell. And I'm an atheist. And Nicole was on there. She was talking to Donald Trump, saying, "Stay peaceful. You invited your cult followers to do this. This isn't all on you," to Donald Trump. "You should be immediately arrested and tried for treason." So yeah, I guess a lot of us are worked up. And truthfully, on Facebook, if I could find my Facebook and pull this up, you know what? I want to make sure I can see this. You missed. Oh, Alistair, I love you. Gosh darn, if it was, the people that I have in my life, or who's going to make me sane. And I know there's a ton of other shows that are on, and I came on at the last minute, and I'm not expecting like this big crowd. I'm an old lady, nobody really gives two shits. But oh, thank you. But I'm going to show you. I'm going to see how this looks. Pull it up. Guns drawn on the house floor, right? Jesus Christ. Where's me? Okay, I don't want to show my family chat that pops up. All right, so this is one. I have two profiles because this is the one that Facebook always kicks me off of. But here's a picture of these fuckers were in the Capitol. Okay, they're in the Capitol, and I wrote, "This is fascist white nationalist coup," and I spelled it wrong. I was so angry. "Of the United States. If you support this, you are a traitor to the Constitution. Thanks for Donald Trump, the king of fascist movements of 2021. But it's been 4 years. It has aged me exponentially along with all of the things, but I can deal with, like I said last night with Dave, I think a lot of us can deal with abrupt climate change and the horrors that are happening all over Sudan. The people are suffering, the flooding, the droughts, the weather, the craziness. It's almost easier to deal with than politics, or watching your own country absolutely fight a coup, and we don't, it's terrible. It's terrible. Let's see. Rich Diana, you nailed it. Reduce your footprint or reduce the shock. Where's that? Reduce your footprint to reduce the shock. Good one. Thank you. Hey, America, what a lifetime we are in. Yeah. So those were my questions. Basically, like, I always find an environmental aspect, because I honestly think that people are ingesting so much shit that in utero, it's absolutely having an effect. But of course, I haven't reviewed the studies. I haven't gone and done this. I would like to, in some kind of free time I have. Let's see what these people had said to me when I said coup. I said, "Oh, my bad. There's no coup. It's a sudden a coup. Oh my God. Sudden, violent, and illegal seizure of power from the government. This is no government takeover. It's a bunch of hillbillies doing a ruckus." Okay, let's see. His speech was merely to transmit the activation of his moronic Proud Boys to cause chaos. Well, but it's awful. Come on. Even Kent said, "Look, democracy just died." Yeah, it feels bad. And Keith from Australia, he said he's truly afraid for America. And I guess a lot of people are, but I mean, maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't think that picture is an overreaction. I really don't. I mean, come on. I've been alive a long time. "I'm truly afraid. Not much has changed since the Civil War. Our country's still divided and ruled by the gun." Yeah. Fuck. And what do you do? What do you do? And then what was my other one? Okay, here it was. This was another picture. And hi, Jay Brent. Hi, Cindy Seeley. Okay, so here's one. In America, you can be tear gassed and shot with rubber bullets for peacefully protesting in a church, and but you can literally bust down the doors to the United States Capitol and stroll around while police officers watch. Now, my friend Kazir, who is in another country in Eastern Europe, might saying this is a bunch of hillbillies, but it sure doesn't look like that unless, of course the media twists everything. But I was on Twitter and I was looking at people's videos that are there, and they weren't the media, okay? Like a place, that are actually documenting this shit. Now is the time to beg our creator. He hears us. He hears us. That's the purpose for this world. That is a beautiful Native American sentiment. And let's see exactly. Dakota pipeline protests, Black Lives Matter, brutalized yet anti-democracy terrorists just waltz right in. What the fuck is that? Let's see. Debbie says, wait till Sunset and Antifa show up. I don't think so. I hope they don't. The cops will lose control even more than they have now. This is the beginning of a shit show that is not going to turn out well for anyone. Well, you know what? She might be right. She absolutely might be right. But that, let me see if I can get that bigger. That was like really, really telling. And I think I was like on it today. Probably all of my white nationalist followers on Facebook have probably unfollowed me by now. As a bit of a joke here. So, Nazi white nationalist thugs, fuck you. And this is Evan McMullen. Do you remember Evan McMullen ran against Trump for president? He is a libertarian Republican. He is what the Republican Party was, if we can remember it before this shit show started, right? Okay, so here he said Trump thugs trying to force their way into the Capitol, and they got in. His allies inside trying to overturn the election. That is exactly what an attempted coup, and he spelled it right, looks like. If you saw it in any other country, that's exactly what you'd call it. He's so nice. He says, thank goodness it will fail. He's, grammatically correct. I'm not. A shameful day for America. And this was the mainstream media. Trump supporters clash with police. It's a while back, but man, they have declared war on the state capitol, and it should be treated as such. So what's going to happen? And people, of course, are asking, and I don't want to show the specific names, but on my Facebook, but why are the police not using pepper spray, tear gas, and rubber bullets? These are not peaceful protesters. Of course they're not. They're right-wing nutbags. And here, now this is I will show this comment because this is oh wow, Ben Dixon just went live. He is on Facebook. He does the Gettysburg Address, basically on climate change every single Friday in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I know you all that follow me. You have to know him, right? Okay, so Jim asked, where's the rubber bullets, SWAT gear, pepper balls, mace, nightsticks? And the cops would freely swing at Black Lives Matter protesters, yet these a-holes are trying to storm the Capitol are largely given a free pass. Even when we were with Jane Fonda last year for a totally peaceful climate change protest, the cops illegally pushed us back 100 years and threatened arrest. And of course, I wrote, well, what'd you expect? Our country was or is well underway into a fascist coup, and I keep maybe I want something nice. Maybe I want the word coup to be coup, like me, kind of like cuckoo, probably. Hey, there's some people that think so, but I'm more sane than a fucking boatload, especially those people. So that's basically what I said back to him. And somebody else said, I'm afraid of actual bullets too from reports. The National Guard is being called in. why the hell wasn't the National Guard there? You know? That's what I want to know. Jim says, Debbie, having experienced the wrath of the Capitol Police in a peaceful protest, they're doing nothing on the same level. Oh my Lord, it is insane. Insane. And even Michael Moore, he's like, mob of traitors has stormed the Capitol building. Uh, they have broken through the police and are now inside by the doors of the Senate chambers. Police overwhelmed. One was just hit and carried away. Where is the National Guard? Where are the rubber bullets? Why is this mob not being arrested? Why? Because half of them are brainwashed to be part of it. And are they brainwashed by white nationalism hatred? Did they join the police force so that they could exercise this? I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to, but it's not my place, although I've been stopped and harassed and hurt and arrested before. I mean, I've had crazy shit happen in my life. Somebody else is calling in, so let's see who wants to join today and come in with this discussion, because it's a good discussion. Is this
Arrest.
Hi, Raza? Okay,
Hey,
Raza is with us. He's watching from afar. Okay, tell me, Raza, so while I type your name in, and I'm just going to put Raza, could you please tell us what this looks like from the UK? What are people in the UK thinking? Have you talked to any of your friends, your comrades? Can you tell us?
well, in one way they're not surprised, but in another way, it's very sad what's happening at the moment. You could see it, like a slow train wreck. You know it's coming, but it's just a
Yeah,
matter of time. And
matter of time.
yeah, and I don't know how serious, but we have to see because they're waiting on the results, no, or for the
Well, the results. The results. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of Republican morons that jumped on this bandwagon after, I think it was like 60 court cases, Raza, that proved that there was not the kind of fraud, and the fraud that really is perpetrated in this country is called redistricting, and it's called Republican thugism. I mean, that's what happens here. I don't know what happens in the UK. The
well,
UK, a
it's
lot of people say, is very subservient to the United States.
yeah. I mean, we like to get along. I know there's an old relationship, isn't it? It goes all the way back, but
I don't know.
it's
Pink.
you know
Pink is with us. He says, "Hi, is this the end of democracy?" Sorry, Raza. I
it's
mean, I
such a
don't know because I don't know what's on the news right now. I'm talking, so I might pull up something.
to be honest with you, I've been on the internet because I was with Kevin, and I just came straight over from Kevin, and I saw you come live, and I said,
Awesome.
Let's Sandy do." Now, the thing is, it's a different culture here, so we don't have guns, and so we don't have that.
Yeah, it's hugely different. It's hugely different. We have and I'm even part of the gun culture. So I mean, I am somewhat. I own a shotgun, and I have it for personal protection in my house, but I really don't think I need it. What is it like living in a country where nobody has a gun, where all these yahoos aren't running around going, ha ha, Tell me.
Even the police didn't used to, they never used to carry firearms in the street. But
Wow,
that's a new,
can't even
since
imagine.
the terrorism started. Then we had them in the airport, we had them
Okay.
in the city, and then they're carrying these automatic machine guns or whatever it is, and it's all new. Unfortunately, things are going downhill in one way.
Boy, they are.
Um, I don't know what it is. This thing about technology. Technology comes in, and then people start abusing it, and so we kind of advance and go. It's like going forward and going backwards at the same time.
No, I'm not.
It's, but
Yeah.
it's not good what's happening in America at the moment. But then it's a powder keg. This I'm
It's
surprised it
going
didn't
off
happen.
today. Today is the
What?
day. Today,
Yeah,
January 6th, officially is the day of a fascist attempt to take over by, you know,
it's
those
like a
down.
coup.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a
what we've been saying, only I said coup, because I spelled
I
it
always
wrong
say
like 14 times.
cuckoo for cocoa puffs. That's what I say. But
Hi. Just love to.
um,
Sandy would do the same. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Rich has a 45. He's ready. And that's another thing here in the United States. Like you just said about the UK, which sounds like it's just like so awesome that just nobody has a gun. But here it's different culture. And people think, oh, lefties don't have guns. No, we have guns, but they're not. We don't parade them around. They're not an extension of our fucking penises. They're not an extension of our manhood and all the other bullshit. Calm her down. No, I'm doing my rant.
well, what I like is questions.
There,
Then
there we go.
yeah. But what was I saying? My joke is about it's a corporate demography. It's demographics. It's just the corporates using the people. And
Yeah.
it's all about the retail. The devil is
Right.
in the retail.
Wow.
It's about making money. I don't know. In one way, I think the corporates like dividing people. For them, it keeps them busy. It's like oh, how can I say? It's like that piece of meat for the dog. When you're going
There
to
you
rob
go.
somebody, a little bit of meat, and you give it to the dog, get him out the way.
Yeah,
It's like that.
exactly. So
It's like
so they are these white nationalists, these Nazis are being fed the meat to further divide the country in this
yeah.
country. All right, that's it's insane, but you do have a point there, and it's worth fleshing out, possibly in a different show, because it's research worthy. It's research worthy. Now
I don't
let's
know.
see.
I was
Void,
laughing.
yeah.
Andy, I was laughing because and I said, "Oh, the sixth day. It's not even a fucking week. It's not even been 1 week, yeah,
Oh,
into the new year. It's been 6 days, right?
six
Tomorrow it will be
days.
what?
But
Six
see, a
days,
lot of
and
people knew.
well, yeah, yeah, they were all preparing. I mean,
So
it's
but
not
it's
quite
allowed. It was allowed to happen. The National Guard weren't there. The National Guard are there when a bunch of like kids protest.
sometimes I
And
I
yeah,
get so weird. Sometimes I think maybe there's something to totalitarianism. Maybe the Chinese have got something going on because they're improving. They're going to be competitive, and they're going in the right direction. All right, they're very very you can't argue with the government or the police there.
mm,
That's what happened with COVID. They were throwing people into their flats and say don't come out until we let you. And but the thing is, it brought control. And the thing is, here it's freedom. In the UK, and I noticed something that I know South America has had it bad, and India's had it bad. But in one way, this is a rich country's uh, illness. The COVID, and it's been the worst. In London, in the US. And I think to myself, why? Why is it? And I think it's all the movement. People have money, they have places to go, and then it's all about moving. And that's the thing. I mean, in China, that was it. They just said, no, you can't go anywhere. You stay at home. Otherwise, you come on the street, we'll shoot you or we'll arrest you or
oh my God, can
whatever.
you imagine that happening? Well, if we had the leadership that we needed, instead of I keep messing with everything. I got such nerves
Yeah.
going on here. If we
Yeah.
had leadership that normal, if we didn't have a fascist freak dictator wannabe cult master in the White House, America, the United States, would have taken the proper steps, and I do think we might have been a lot less lethal than we are now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
No,
sad.
no,
Yeah, let's see what's going
very
on out
dark.
here. What, Raza? I don't want to
Sorry, I
cut you
say it's
off.
very dark 4 years, in American history.
Yeah, it's been. I've aged about 8 or 9 of them
Oh,
between
me,
all the things.
I had hair. I had hair.
Well, you know what? So did I. Everybody, I tell you, oh my God, she hit the fucking wall. It's a joke. I have a lot of those jokes, and people get upset. I'm like,
I
All right.
often, you're ageless. You just seem to be the same all the time. But
Okay, wait. We gotta stop because Alistair, I have a bit of a disagreement with you. I know people like this. I don't think it's fair to call these people Nazis and white nationalists. They literally believe the election was stolen, whether they are pro-white and anti-not white or not is immaterial. No, it's not to me because I have seen what some of them are wearing. I've seen the people that have big ass swastikas that have been part of these rallies. I'm not saying all of them. Okay, I'll take it back and not paint it with the same brush.
yeah,
However, I've seen them. I've know people like this. I live in rural ass Trumpville. And Alistair, it's not you're right, it's not a paintbrush because last night I said I'm contradicting myself that I don't want to call names. But I'm not calling 70 million people that voted for Trump. I'm talking about these people that are in DC pulling all this bullshit. This is that faction. I'm sorry. But the Karens that voted for Trump aren't there. They're at home. They're watching it on television. Okay. Alistair, I alerted Sandy. Well, I had to respond because I'm going to respond to something. It's not criticism. It's a discussion, and I'm really glad you brought it up. But it's the specific people. Okay, let's see. Maybe. Just to get us mad. I just woke up an hour ago. My hot take is that this is a false flag, but taking time before I really make a judgment. All right, how would a false flag work? You mean that the cops it's all a big show? And that the cops are all in it? And a false flag. I don't understand a false flag exactly. Somebody explain it to me out there. Because I know there's always a lot of shit. Pascal, you're right. You cannot deny I see dumb people. What the fuck? I told you a lot of, some Karens are there. Somebody got shot in the neck. Oh, now the real violence starts. I don't like that. See, it's just awful. Oh boy. I didn't see, we're not online, we're not live. So I just wanted to know what a false flag could be. I mean, I guess I don't understand. Debbie has been off the air for a long time. The sane progressive. Everything was false flags and nothing was true, and all this other horse shit. So hi, Chris Foster. Yeah, me too. In the middle of nowhere. Well, let me see if I can pull up something interesting. I mean, we're having a good conversation, but I could let y'all go. I just really needed to talk about this. It when I read George's Twitter, and he's from outside like you are, Raza. George Sacralitis. It just annoyed the living shit out of me. So let me see what's going on, and then I don't know. It appears the police are outnumbered. Okay, let's see. I can't. The thing is, I have never. I'm taking us off for a minute, Raza, and I can't play videos for you guys. Hi, Chicken Patty. I can't play videos because it's some setting I never fixed. But let's see. This is a video, and Oh, it was on Twitter, but it doesn't want to play. All right, so it appears the police are outnumbered. Capitol is locked down, but that's a while back. So I really don't know what's going on. Hi, laughing dog. All right, so he sees sun. All right, I'm going to talk to. I'm going to talk to Alistair again because I know Alistair well, and okay. So Alistair just said, I see tons of American flags and no swastikas, plenty of white people who may be nationalists. All these terms, like for FF, are multidimensional. Did Trump know his rally would go to the White House? Questions that I can't answer, but good ones to put out there, Alistair. Absolutely. Alistair makes us think. I love Alistair. He's so brilliant. He makes you think. And he challenges me to think. I like that. I like it. Raphael, thank you for your presence, Sandy. I couldn't stop looking at Twitter and live streams before I saw you were live with Raza. I'm happy to have Raza here. It's nice to share. Is Vaush on? Fairy Dust said Vaush is on. Vaush, you know what I love about Vaush? When he goes with when him and the Amazing Atheist. I love TJ. Absolutely love TJ. Um, let's see. Alistair, I have to bring you up again. You know, Alistair, you really should just come on with the link. Let me see if I can put the link here. Yeah, there's the link. I don't know if I can handle 3. You know I love you, Alistair. Alistair was here for our party in 2018. He's just the greatest kid. He's a kid. I've adopted him. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Probably so, he said, let's go. But why so little security? That's where the questions come in. Okay, guys. Alistair, you could run this show. All right? You should come on, Alistair. You have a voice. Or at least you have fingers to type. You know what I think? I think I play with my headphones too much out of extreme nervousness. All right. Let's see. Again, before... So, nobody else wants to come on? All right, Raza. Take it on. I want to look for something. You talk to everybody.
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
nice to be here with everybody. You know, we've got a great bunch over at BBN. You know, Kevin and Poppy and everybody. You know, there
Absolutely.
and
Yeah.
Osama and you know, it's nice to come over here as well,
Thank you.
join in.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you wouldn't believe. Well, you might not believe it, but I'm actually quite shy, so that's why. You know, I'm not a proud boy. I'm a prude boy.
You're rude boy. Oh my gosh.
And
All right, wait a minute. I'm trying to bring up my primary display. Okay, there we
yeah,
go. Oh, I
yeah,
learned something. I just wanted to show you guys George Sacralitis and where I got the shithole today. What got on my mind? America is a shithole. Just turn on your television. Democracy has died twice today already and counting. And we know George, and he's written the book. He's written a lot of things, and he has a new book. And he's a brilliant guy, George, and that's what got me going today. And he couldn't come on with me but he's in Greece. So, all right, guys, that's what I wanted to show you. He's good on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow him. So let's see what else you guys are saying. And Raza, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had found what I.
I've got a question for you, Sandy.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, this is just the beginning, and hopefully, maybe near the end as well. But
Yep.
we'll have to see. Now, you've got already, you know, the result for Georgia, right? Georgia's on everybody's mind. Um,
Georgia.
and
Yeah.
Georgia, and the other thing is this electoral college thing that's going through the electoral votes.
Yep.
Um, that's not going to end well as well. So it's a double whammy, isn't it? You got the one issue on one side, the other issue on the other side, and you know we're caught up in the middle, and it's not a good place to be. I'm telling you. Um,
No. Not a good place to
to
be.
me,
Gives me a headache.
polarization. I think of it as polarization. All this division. You know, it's like It's like the way the Senate runs. You get it's just complete, party lines. It's, what one nobody's thinking about the problem. They just want to go with the party, yeah, go with the flow.
Yeah.
And it's like, so that's division, that's polarization. It's the same with these Proud Boys, and
Okay.
it's the same with, to some extent, it's the same with the Black Lives Matter. They're also that group, and everybody wants attention. It's like, everybody's saying, I'm special, I'm special, I'm special, which they are, but they're forgetting the collective. It's the United States, not
It
the
was the
disunited.
United States.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Now that was the problem with COVID. That's one thing I did notice is that, see, here in this country, in the UK, we have like one policy, if you like. I mean, there are
Hmm.
different areas, and different levels of, we call them tiers. We're having a lot of tiers over here, and I hope we don't have too many more. But I think, this COVID business just was not organized. I mean, the central government, left it to the states, and the states did what, they wanted. Everybody was doing different things. One person is doing this, and one state is doing something else, and it's just crazy. Um, that's where I see a lack of control and a lack of. This is why I was talking about totalitarianism. Obviously,
Okay.
you don't want that, but this is the
Oh.
price of freedom. If you want freedom, if you want freedom of speech, you want freedom, you want your rights. Everybody's, oh, I want my rights, and the Native Americans want their rights. The Black Lives Matter people want their rights. The Proud Boys want their rights. It's all factionalism. It's all polarization. Everybody's, people just want to be a part of a group rather than be part of a country, or a
A
nation.
collective, a collective. And I firmly believe the climate change crisis could bring people together if politics was taken out of it. I do. It could, because it has to.
Right.
It's the critical
I,
piece that
I,
is missing in all this.
I want to cut you off just for a second, because this business of climate change is a global problem. It doesn't know about borders. It doesn't care, who you are, whether you're rich,
Right
poor,
on.
whatever. Now, it's a global phenomenon. Now, problem with governments is that they're local phenomena. They want to look after their people, within their borders.
Yeah.
So, in other words, it's just their bit of the world that they're interested in, and they're not worried what's happening in the North Pole and what's happening in Antarctica and what's happening in the
Mm,
ocean, or what happens in the Great Barrier Reef. Nobody gives a shit. They
nobody
just
gives a
worry
shit.
about, politics is all about the term, your, whatever your mandate is, and just, really, it's just about governing the country. It's not about the globe. It's not about climate change. It's not
Nope.
about those policies, and that's the shame of it. And I can't see any solution.
Shame of it. Well,
The only
that's
body is the United
madness.
Nations, and they're a bit sterile. The UN, they're okay, for like small catastrophes, and minor kind of, infringements and stuff like that. But you know, the, I can't understand. What we need is a body like the United Nations, but with power, to tell people, no, you can't, you can only use this much oil, you can only use this much
Yeah.
gas, you can only, to lay down the law. We need. It's almost like a global government, at some place, in some, somewhere, there needs to be a global, kind of voice. But
I got
that's
an
what's
I
echo.
lacking.
got an echo.
Uh oh.
Uh-oh.
Does
So,
everybody
Does
hear
that's
that?
everybody
that.
hear
Keep talking,
that?
Raza. I gotta be quiet. Fix
Yeah. So
fix my audio.
no, yeah, it's not that. It's just that, um, the one thing is a global phenomena. The other thing, the government is a local phenomena, and this is the problem. There's no, again, it's a bit polarization, isn't it? It's like every country is in it for themselves, and that nobody's thinking collectively.
Do you think it could ever change?
It's too late now.
It's too late
Me.
to
I
change.
that's the one thing. I take the long view. It's just me. I'm very lazy. I'm a very lazy person. So I'm not interested in what's happening today or what happened yesterday or So I don't go into the nitty gritty. It's kind of I find it very boring, to be honest. I just can't get involved with it. So I kind of
Well,
take the long view.
I did today, and that's why I'm here now. I guess I did today. I got myself all worked up exactly, but it wasn't specifically like mainstream media. It was just listening to a talk show host, another another person, but who's got a humongous audience, and being affected. I let it affect me in a negative way, and all I was doing was trying to make spices, dried up spices.
Yeah, trying to live your life. Well, that's
Yeah,
and
trying to live my life. God, but how can you? Let me see if I can. How do you
and
live
that's
your life when
well,
all this shit's happening?
most people, most families, most parents,
Yeah.
they're looking. They're trying to put food on the table. What is
Yeah. I'm
happening in
trying to
America?
do the same thing.
They're just grubbing around. They're in queues. They're in 4-hour queues in cars and stuff like that. They just want to put food on the table for the kids. They're not worried about what's going
Yeah.
to happen. They are worried about putting food on the table today. They're not worried about the planet tomorrow. They don't care, because well, it's not that they don't care. I wouldn't say that. That's a bit cynical. What I'm saying is they're just too tied up, with day to day problems, day to day commitments,
Everyone
and
is. I mean,
across
everyone is.
everywhere, Africa, India, UK, America, everybody's just worried about their immediate loved ones and how to, keep them happy. And it's a climate change is a fucking, it's like a juggernaut, and how, asking a family man, well, can you just leave everything, forget about your kids and your wife and your house and this and that, just worry about climate change, that he's going to tell you to fuck off, which is which is fair enough because it's a challenge for people. I mean, in India, in Pakistan, where I come from, um, and everywhere, you just too tied up with your own personal space to worry about or to have it. It's not even that you don't have a choice. You don't
Yeah,
have the
tries.
time.
And in this country, the environment is such that a United Nations is something to be completely suspect of and completely scared of, and it'll be a global new world order. And I will say here's a comment by Alistair again. When you add up the numbers, billionaires in the United States have increased their total net worth of 637 billion during the pandemic. Now you can take that two ways, and I take it as not sinister. I take it as they are disgustingly ultra capitalist and capitalized on this thing for personal gain regardless of the outcome. And that when these people, this kind of system sees anything to exploit, it will. And boy, is this virus exploited. It's critically exploited, horribly exploited. So I'll answer that to Alistair. And Schutzy said hi to you, Raza. He said, "That's Raza? Right on. It's been a strange day." Um,
Is that Chelsea 100?
yes.
But I
Mm-hmm.
can't believe he's 100. He must be
He's
younger than.
100. Wow. He looks pretty good for 100. um, let's see here. Oh yeah, Floyd's pretty mad, and I understand it. He said, "I was a right. I wish pretty much I was a right wing protester, out brown nosing the rich, protesting for slavery so I could get pampered by the cops." Oh my God! Well, that's what really works you up, because deep inside there's so much ugliness and so much hate, and they don't want, all right, Mike, America will come through this, but the MAGA domestic terrorists on Capitol Hill need to be treated accordingly. Yeah, I hope so, because if not, it's really disgustingly showing that Black Lives Matter and other activists for climate, don't matter. Are pieces of shit, you know. But it's okay. Let's see. All right. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Chuck. Let's see. Chuck just said Environmental Coffee House. The Washington Post has projected John Ossoff as the victor in the Georgia special election. Okay, so we have now the Democratic Party, which is at least going to do something for the people and get rid of this fascist bullshit. Believe me, they have a lot to be watched over. There's going to be a lot of us watching departments. I already have a whole theory on on what's going to happen with the EPA and all that, but I have to say right now, I will give that the applause. Yes. Thank you, Chuck, for sharing that, because we now can say goodbye to Mitch McConnell as Speaker of the House in our system. And well, I tell you, though, I don't, I wish it wasn't going to be Chucky Schmucky. Chuck Schumer. That's what Nicole Sandler calls him. On Thursday, she has a guest named Howie, and that's a good show, too. I see Chuck Diesel in her chat too, and Chuck, you now graduated to mod of Ben's show that you're on, so that's awesome. All right, guys, this has been now almost an hour. Raza, I want to thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming, talking about this, calming us down, understanding that I do think there is an environmental relationship to what happens with the human brain, what happens with people the last 50 years of ingesting toxins and what's, in the food and air and water that might be changing the DNA, just like fallen civilizations from lead poisoning possible. So that's an area that I want to, look into and see, because that's the the person that studied psychology and all that. Hi, Tina. Bye, Moscow Mitch. And Rick, if we don't move forward now, beware the return of an even deadlier fascism. That's scary as fuck. Do you see that happening here, Raza, from your viewpoint?
Well, inch by inch, even over here, slowly, things have been getting a bit more fascist, a bit more draconian. Slowly. You don't know, like, people like us, we've been around a few years, and we've seen, what it was like before when you were growing. It was different. But the kids of today, they don't know. The thing about kids is that they just take it as normal. Computers, laptops, blah blah. They think, oh, this is it. This is it. This is the way it should be. They don't know any different, and that's just the generation gap, if you like, because we've seen different sides. We've seen.
Well, the education system in our country has changed dramatically, and even when my daughter was going to school, it was a lot better, and that was in the 90s. Yeah. Now, I mean, she's a perpetual college student, which is great. That's okay. All right. Well, listen, we got to go. I've been sitting a long enough time. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Click like. I'll show you one more time. This is that picture. That was what I was doing, but I had the headphones on. I was making seasoning, for.
You sure it's not weed?
No, that's seasoning. That's all kinds of different seasonings that I mix up, and it tastes so good. Even with these, it's a whole long thing with these special noodles that aren't pasta, but that are shiitake noodles. You can make amazing things. That's why I'm learning how to cook without using meat, and it's challenging, but it's not bad. So, all right, okay. Everybody's got such great trickle down slavery. Oh my God. Oh, I love you all. Thank you for doing this for me. Oh, wait. Alistair, fear, uncertainty, doubt. It's used by CIA and business. Alistair, you could be 100% right. You could be, because of the way, but what you brought up about the lack of presence. We'll see, when the literal, the figurative dust clears. All right. 55 minutes. Peace out, Raza. I love you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We will see you. Oh, tomorrow night, it'll be me and Nicholas Humphrey. So look forward to a good show, 9 p.m. Eastern with Nick Humphrey, meteorologist. We're going to get off this and we're really going to talk about what the hell's going on, especially with the variations in the hemispheres. So we will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. Peace out.
We're gonna
Yeah? Go
yeah,
ahead.
we'll talk about it tomorrow.
All
But
right.
learn to swim. If you don't know how to swim, learn to
Learn to
swim.
swim. Maybe I should
Do it.
call that. Maybe I'll call our show tomorrow, Learn to Swim. Thank you,
It's a damn
Raza.
okay.
Bye, guys. Woohoo.